The mics are on, we're standing clear of the doors, and this is episode 1 of Our Disney Opinions. My name is Jason, I'm one of the hosts, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host in life. Her name is Julie, and she sounds just like this.
Hi. Welcome to our podcast.
Yes, I've been working on that for a long time, like in the car.
That was
driving.
Really good.
It was good?
You sounded like a professional.
Excellent. That's good. That's good.
I didn't know what my line was going to be, so I hope I didn't mess it up.
Oh, that's good. No, you said hello, and people got to hear how you sound, so that's excellent.
Does it sound like my real voice?
Yeah, it does.
My fake voice.
It does. That was good. That was good. This is probably where we, thank a sponsor, if we had any sponsors, but we've only been doing this for about 90 seconds, and we have no sponsors, and I think the only people listening are probably my mom and Aaron and Andrew, so we can say hi to Sandy and Aaron and Andrew.
Yes. Hello, family. We could thank our sponsors, also known as our day jobs.
Yeah. That's pretty good. We could thank Goofy Getaways.
We could thank Goofy Getaways. That would be wise.
We are travel planners with a company called Goofy Getaways, and we can help you plan a trip to Disney World if you're interested in that. And right now, you may not be interested in that, but when you get to that point, if you want to book a trip, we'd love to help you plan it. And if you think we sound like idiots and you don't want to plan with us, just go to goofygetaways.com and you can find someone who you might like better, or you could plan with us, and we'd love to help you.
Yes, we would.
Yes, we would.
Lots of knowledgeable people at Goofy Getaways.
Yes. So
good group to thank.
Yeah, exactly. They're not our sponsor, but they do help us get to Disney World a lot. So thank you to those folks. Mm-hmm. So one of the first things that we wanted to do, we've been talking about doing this podcast for a long time, but we thought we'd start it off with just a little like warm-up exercise kind of thing called 3 Things, and we are each going to ask each other.
Wait, that's the warm-up?
Yeah, that's the warm-up.
What else are we doing?
Then we're going to just talk about Disney World, because that's what we do.
I only prepared for the warm-up, so...
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. So the thought was to ask each other a question that has 3 little quick answers. Do you want to go first, or do you want to answer?
No, you go first.
Oh,
I'll answer first.
okay.
Or do you want me to?
No, that's fine. I will ask you my 3 things first.
Okay.
If you were at Disney right now and you were going to eat 3 meals, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what would your 3 meals be?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Oh my goodness. Well, breakfast, honestly.
And you can't skip breakfast. I know we do. I know we do when we're there. But.
No, we don't, though. We don't skip breakfast, but I would do what we do, which would be to go grab a pastry wherever we're going first.
Credit.
Yeah. Or some little, fruit tart or something. Cinnamon roll. I don't really care. Just something. There's so many good options. Do I have to be really specific?
You can. I mean, this is our podcast. There are no rules.
Sweet.
It's the only thing with no rules.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd head to whichever bakery of whichever park, and that would be my breakfast. And then lunch, I go to Satu'li at Animal Kingdom, which probably means that I had a cinnamon roll at Tusker House for breakfast.
Probably so.
As I backtrack.
Yeah.
If I have to plan around food, I should start with lunch.
Because we go get the cinnamon roll at Tusker House, then go right to the safari. Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And then somewhere mid-morning, I got to grab a banana or something out of a stand. And then that gets us through to Satu'li about 3 o'clock for lunch.
Exactly. Because that's when we finally get to lunch.
And then dinner. Oh, gosh. Any dinner that I want?
Yeah, even 2 credits.
I'll
spring for 2 credits on this question.
Oh, there's so many good options. You can cut out all the time that I spend deliberating, right?
Well, yeah, but we could also fill it with talking about all the wonderful options. We've been really Disney deprived. It's been a long quarantine.
It's been a long time, and I just don't know how I can narrow it down. Can I have like 4 dinners?
I mean, you can do. Okay, we can alter this to if you were going to pick 3 meals to eat right now, all right in a row. Would you eat 3 dinners?
I would.
I would too.
Absolutely, I'd start at Satu'li, and then I'd go to Trails End. Right?
Trails End. Yeah.
I know Trails End.
I mean, it's funny because Trails End is such simple. Like, we can have a cookout.
Yeah, but I
But
can't
I
make
don't
fried
know.
chicken like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know what it is about Trail's End that's so good.
It's the chicken. And the macaroni and cheese.
And the
but
mac
really
and
it's
cheese
the chicken.
and all the other
And
stuff
the mashed
that ends
potatoes.
up.
But really it's the chicken. And then I'd go someplace fancy for a third dinner.
What?
I know. I don't know. We're so rarely fancy.
I know, because we're always moving.
Flying Fish, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good place.
That was one of my favorite meals.
Yeah.
It was the potato-crusted snapper that we had.
That's more detail than I remember.
Oh, okay.
I just remember it was really good.
It was really good. Yep. I hope it's still that good.
Yeah.
We should get back there.
All right, so I'll go with Flying Fish for my fancy dinner.
That's a good pick.
Till I change my mind.
Okay.
When we turn this off.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then I'll
Guess what? We have 0 reservations, so
I'll offer up a revision on the next podcast. But I have happy memory of that one. All right, so you answer your question now.
I answer my question?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to do 3 dinners or do I get to eat breakfast?
It's up to you. Some people like breakfast more than I do.
I do, and I always think about going there every time we're down there, and then we just, head to the park so fast. But I really love Boma for breakfast.
Oh, I do love Boma.
And I love, the Frunch is that juice is the big thing that everybody goes for. But I think there's a great variety on that buffet with the kind of the African tinged stuff, and then the more typical stuff that it works well for our family who is adventurous until they're not, as far as the kids go.
That's true. Yeah, Boma is a really good brunch.
Yeah. So that's definitely my breakfast is Boma.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else. Well, okay, there's not nowhere else, but if we're having one lunch, we're going to Satu'li.
I know. Obviously.
Honorable mention to Casey's Corner. But I also feel like Casey's Corner 3 or 4 years ago, when you could still get the cup of cheese, and they had the barbecued pork hot dog. I don't think that's there anymore. Although we make that at home at this point.
I think we spend too much time thinking about food, listening to us talk.
It's funny, we've been thinking about this podcast for a long time, and we have a list of topics that we want to hit, and I swear half of them are food. Hey, let's do a whole podcast on what our favorite thing to eat at the Magic Kingdom is, and we'll get there. So don't worry. If that's what you're tuning in for, I'm sure we'll hit it.
Oh yeah.
But that's okay. So my lunch is officially Satu'li. Or
Casey's Corner. 4 years ago, I'm not sure how to do that. But
we'll go to Timekeeper, which isn't there anymore either. But he can take us back to 4 years ago at Casey's. All right, and then that leaves me with dinner. Mm-hmm. I think I really want to try something new because I've always wanted to do California Grill.
Yeah, but that's not what we're
I know,
right
that's not what we're doing. Why are you so mean?
It's your question. You can't just change the rules.
Gosh, I'd go to Flying Fish. It's so good. Okay. I love Flying Fish. We had good sushi at Tokyo Dining though. That was good too.
Oh, that was so fun.
And that was fun because when the last time we ate at Tokyo Dining though, the kids were little and they got their kids meal in the monorail. It was like a monorail bento box thing, and it was super cute.
So fun. That was really a fun dinner.
Yeah. So yeah, it depends. If we can't get into Flying Fish, I'm going to Tokyo Dining. So I think I picked 7. So good job. Yeah, I really followed the rules.
Well, I think that's kind of how we vacation though, isn't it? Like our whole entire trip we spend going, okay, here's the plan for the day. And then we change the plan 12 times throughout the day.
Sorry to our family members.
Discuss. Oh, they're right there with us.
I know.
I do not apologize to them. They're right in there with us.
So we travel a lot with my mom and dad and my brother and sister-in-law and their 2 kids. The 10 of us or the 8 of us end up in the parks a lot. And we used to try to get everybody to do everything all together. And then we realized that that's just really busy. And so we've gotten to the hard. Yeah, it's really hard, and we've gotten to the point where we'll do some things together, and then we'll split up and do some things apart, and then meet back up, and that's been a really successful strategy for us.
But we don't usually disagree about food.
That is
we
true.
do tend to meet back up for the meals.
That is... I don't know what that says, but welcome to our podcast called Our Disney Food Opinions.
I don't feel qualified to do a whole food podcast.
No, because we're not down there constantly to eat, which is the dream.
I know. And the other thing that just popped into my head while you were saying flying fish and talking about that was, when you talked about Tokyo, was, but if I'm going to be at Tokyo, then maybe I'm just going to wander around the world and just sample things, food and wine style. Yeah. Good times.
Indeed. All right. Do you have a 3 things for me this evening?
I do. I think you're going to have a hard time with it.
Oh, great.
That's why I picked it.
You're such a troublemaker.
Okay, so your top 3 most magical memories from childhood trips to Disney.
Oh gosh, I like that one because there is one memory, and I'll save it for the last, and it's weird. But it stands, it's so vivid, and I think it's on videotape somewhere. So number 3 was, I remember one of the first character interactions I had was at Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, and now I can't remember which one it was, but I was like 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that realm, and I was getting my shoe tied on Main Street, and Goofy came over and stole my shoe and started playing catch with Pluto with my shoe.
That's awesome.
And, it's just it's that kind of thing that draws me to Disney so much, where it's that random magic, where it's like, this was an experience just for you. And maybe for the people on the street watching, like, oh, look at that silly thing that happened. But, it's that really one-on-one kind of moment that you have, and I think that's part of what's always drawn me to Disney. And number 2, all the summers that I spent abandoning my family to go see the Mickey Mouse Club get taped at MGM Studios. That was a really, and I look back and I go, I probably shouldn't have abandoned everybody to go do that, but they were all very, very kind to let me disappear on vacation for 2 or 3 or 4 hours at a time to go watch the Mickey Mouse Club tape. But that was such a cool moment in growing up, and watching that show with these people who are my age, who are making this show that I enjoyed, and it was singing and dancing and acting and all the stuff that I was doing in middle school and early in high school, and watching that as part of a Disney vacation, I thought was really cool. So that's my number 2.
That's really cool.
And my number 1 was from, I believe, 1989, when Typhoon Lagoon opened. And we went to Typhoon Lagoon the year it opened, obviously. And at that time, you could still have inner tubes in the wave pool.
Oh.
We got there after they took the rafts away, because you used to be able to have these like rafts during the big wave section.
That would be so much fun.
It would be so much fun, but can you imagine getting nailed in the face with an inflatable raft? I mean, well, I don't know if that's better or worse than getting nailed in the face with some
person's elbow,
some dude's shoulder, but but
I think I'd take the raft.
Yeah, but anyway, they used to have inner tubes in during the bobbing wave section in the big wave pool at Typhoon Lagoon, and there's this video. We got back from the trip, and my dad used to have the video camera with him, and I remember this video of my mom just bobbing, like solo bobbing in the Typhoon Lagoon wave pool. And like, I look at that and I'm like, that is just it's a weird, like I said, it's weird. It's this happy memory of like mom's out there just chilling in the wave pool, and we've kind of stopped down this frenetic pace of Disney, and we're just just floating. And I don't know. I don't know why that correlates with happiness to me, but like
I love that. Sounds like happiness to me.
That is just something I really remember from a Disney trip. So we'll
see.
see.
You told me that before.
Oh, well, there's video somewhere.
That's so
next time we're down there, we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can. Yeah. We'll leave a
play it.
Oh, I'm sure we can figure that out. We'll upload another YouTube video of mom bobbing in the
wave that's pool exactly what your mom wants. I'm sure your mom is at home right now thinking like, I hope
she's like, I'm turning this garbage off. These guys are idiots.
A video of me bobbing in 1980, whatever.
Oh, goodness. So what are your 3 childhood memories? Okay. Now, obviously, so you said childhood, so I can't say, getting engaged to my co-host because, that was my favorite Disney memory.
Well, yeah, but that's not what I asked you. I asked you for childhood.
All right, so childhood.
I specifically asked you for childhood because...
Because you want to do your 3?
Well, no, because I have so much fun asking you about your childhood, which most of the time just doesn't exist in your brain and you don't remember things. So I'm really proud of you for remembering 3 things. Congratulations.
Those weren't my 3 favorites. Those were just the first 3 that I could think of.
I was really excited about that because I was like, oh, he's going to have such a hard time. I'm going to watch him really sweat.
I think my 3 are accurate.
I think your 3 were great.
There's an honorable mention of Mom's flooded flip-flop, but that's for another time.
Oh, it's another story. I don't know. Okay. All right. So my 3. So my childhood memories are not probably as plentiful as yours around Disney World because you went a lot as a kid, and we went twice when I was growing up. We went once when I must have been in like 3rd grade because my brother was a baby. So at some point in my 3rd grade year, we went, and then we went again. I was a freshman or sophomore in high school. And so my 3, the first one is from that high school trip. And so just in case anyone ever listens to this who doesn't know me, I've always had red hair. And in high school, my hair was super long and red. And The Little Mermaid had come out not too many years before that. And so we were in Hollywood Studios, which was relatively new at the time that we were there. And we were just walking along. I don't know what we were on our way to or from, but we were walking along, and Alice in Wonderland ran by and shouted across the crowd when she saw me, and she said, "Look, it's Ariel," which was really something special for my teenage, wanted to be too cool for everything, really wasn't too cool for anything, but wanted to be. And that moment of that was so much fun and so random and special, and kind of brought the magic to maybe a tougher audience at that time.
So it wasn't cover your eyes and look down and don't let her talk to me.
No, it was really sweet and really special, and like my mom still talks about that too. So that's fun. And then same trip, we went to the Hoop-Dee-Doo Revue, which now that I think about it, has been there for a long time.
I think, okay. Now, I'm sure someone will leave a comment and fact check me on this, but I think it'll be Andrew. But that's good. We'll have 3 views. Mm-hmm. I think it's the longest running musical theater performance in history or something. It's something along those lines. There is some record. In
history or in the history of Disney World?
No.
In history?
In history.
Really?
Because it's been running since like 70
That's amazing.
Something.
Maybe we'll have to do a fact check segment later.
Oh boy, where's Dax?
I know.
I need Monica. Where's Monica Padman?
I love that. Okay.
And then we need Jason Mraz to give us rights to use 3 things for our 3 things segment. Oh. So if someone can just connect with those 3 folks, Dax Shepard, Monica Padman, Jason Mraz, we just need some basic rights. That's all. Thanks.
You're hilarious.
Thanks. I know.
I'd fall over dead on the spot if any one of those people ever contacted us.
Yes, there's a high on the list of things that won't happen.
Okay.
So anyway, number 2,
same trip. Hoop-Dee-Doo. And we were sitting up in a balcony of the Hoop-Dee-Doo, and there was a point, like in the middle of the show, or I don't know, at some point, where like the actors, the cast members would come out with the audience and just kind of mingle and talk, and the show wasn't really happening and you're eating your dinner. And one, I can't remember her name. I wish I could remember. Obviously not her real name, but whatever her character name was. But she came by, and my brother was adorable. You've seen pictures of him. He was so cute. He also had red hair and glasses. And so he would have been maybe second or third grade, you know, that kind of age. He was so cute. And she came and talked to her family, and she talked to Josh, and he was a little bit shy, but he was really sweet. And anyway, so then she left and the show went on. And at one point from the stage, she looked up into the balcony at my adorable little brother and blew him kisses and waved. And I'll have to check with him to see how he felt about that, because I don't remember his reaction. I just remember it happening. Funny. And I remember me and my parents just oohing and ahhing and thinking it was just the sweetest thing. And it was so another one of those just like,
it's that personal touch,
special, magical things. So that was my number 2. And number 3 isn't really that personal, but both times that we went, we stayed at the Contemporary, and we stayed with Theme Park View, which at the time I did not know that was a thing, but now
it's one of many options at the Contemporary Resort. We can get you Garden View, we can get you Lagoon View, we can get you Theme Park View. GoofyGetaways.com.
But I just remember both of those trips being in that hotel room at night and opening up that window and seeing the castle and Space Mountain and the fireworks, and you just felt like this is the most special trip anyone has ever taken in their entire life. So that's just a very vivid memory to me of like, oh, this is it. This is the trip.
You know, it's something you can't do anywhere else.
Right. Exactly. I mean, most of my other childhood vacations were to the rural UP of Michigan.
That's the Upper Peninsula.
Which is very different. So maybe equally beautiful. And I do love it there.
I did finally, growing up in Chicago, I did finally make it to the Upper Peninsula. And it's awesome.
It is. It's beautiful.
I mean, it's not the same apples and oranges.
Right.
Personified in that argument.
But for a kid who, like, that's been your vacation, is going and walking along freezing cold beaches and feeling the sand whip at your face and sting and,
Gotta love the sandburns on Lake Superior.
Love it.
That was exciting.
But to go from that to, oh my gosh, we are staying in a fancy hotel where we can see a castle and fireworks. Oh, and there are soaps with Mickey carved into them. It was magic. Just saying.
I mentioned earlier that, we kind of do Disney differently than a lot of people because we have family down there. So it's not, our trips aren't always the trip of a lifetime kind of trip. I feel like we kind of do a hybrid trip that's not quite local, but not quite, we go every 5 years or we're going once in our lives.
We've done one or two of the really big.
We've done the big Disney trip a few times.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, what is it that, I don't know, what, since right now we're 4 months into quarantine style living and 5 months. And Disney has just recently reopened in mid-July. What are you missing the most?
Going places.
Leaving the house. Humans.
I mean...
Like, okay, so what would your magical Disney trip look like right now?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's been so long since we've been anywhere and on a vacation. And normally at this point, we've been to Disney and we're back for the summer. But I really am looking forward to and hopeful for another big trip where we stay. Usually if we stay for a couple of nights somewhere or one night somewhere just for fun. but I want to go and be at a resort for like a week or more. And I want to be at beach club or boardwalk and have a few days at the parks. And I want to have days where we just sit by the pool and the kids can play in the awesome pool. I don't know. I think that's my ideal trip. What about you?
I guess I'm thinking less of like details of the trip and more just I want that escapism. And I mean, if you were to walk into Disney right now, that escapism isn't necessarily there, but I feel like the people who are able to go right now are still finding that magic, and it just looks, it looks different. There's masks everywhere and there's hand sanitizer everywhere, and that's a good thing right now. That's the price of admission to get in the door.
Well, I mean, there's more price.
Well, yeah, yes, there is still the ticket price and the hotel price.
Literally, all I had to do was put on a mask and wear hand sanitizer. Right. I'm there.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I guess I'm definitely looking forward to getting back there, and I just want that escapism, that escape from reality where all I have to think about is how many times I'm eating at Satu'li.
Right.
And just being I just love that environment where the cast members are so good and they're so attentive and they're trying to make that magic too. And I remember, my time.
You should probably tell people that you were a cast member at one time.
I was a cast member at one time at the at the Hollywood Tower Hotel. I was a bellhop at the Tower of Terror in 1999, and I loved every second of it. And got to do
so cute in your bellhop.
Oh
uniform.
yeah.
That's when I fell for you.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It's utterly untrue.
I will never ever be able to live up to that again. And just one of my trainers was TJ, who was the best creepy bellhop there was, and he was in all the commercials, and I got to meet and hang out with that guy, and now,
I feel like you should clarify when you say that he was the best creepy bellhop. Like, he's not creepy as a person. He played the role well.
No, that was the point.
Okay,
the whole point of being a bellhop was the I know something you don't know mentality. So yeah, I just miss the magic, and I'm with you. I want to go hang out at the beach club for a week, and not even to go to the parks. This is the sad truth is I just want to go hang out at the beach club, swim in that pool, and be on the dining plan and go eat a whole bunch of food.
Yeah, I know. I do miss the parks, though. I think that I'm not ready to go to the parks right now because, like you're saying, with the escapism, like going right now for me, and this is purely me and does not have to apply to anyone else, but I'm still kind of a stress ball about the world in general and the virus, and are we taking enough safety precautions, and are we being careful enough, and second guessing everything. So for me, being in the park right now would not be an escape from reality.
You would not be on vacation.
It would be all of my worst realities in my face every second, which I'm not ready for. But I do look forward to being back there and letting go of that. And I think the way that we tend to do it, because we're there often and we don't usually take a giant trip where we've put all of our money into it and this is our one family trip, so we go with a lot less pressure. And I think we've been really intentional about teaching our kids that too. Like, oh, this one thing that we thought we were going to do didn't work out, but look, we're going to go do this other fun thing anyway, and it's going to be great, and we're going to be easygoing and relaxed about it. I'm not sure if you're laughing at me because you're going to call me out because we don't do it perfectly every time.
No. All I'm thinking is that I think the thing that I was thinking of was really agreeing with you, because I think that's been the key to the way that we do Disney is that laid back, there's always going to be a next time. And I think the moment that we stopped trying to do it all, every time we stepped into a park, was when we really started to feel that magic and have a magical time.
Well, yeah. I think we got better at that when our kids were so little. I mean, as opposed to prior to that, but when they were little and you were just really kind of at the mercy of whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they needed, whatever food or nap or drink or whatever.
You go in and you pause when it's time to pause because somebody needs a new diaper or
and so you just
food.
Sort of, I think we got really good at just enjoying whatever the moment was. You know, there were less than magical moments at times, but
of course.
But just, you know.
But we keep coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Why do we keep coming back?
Well, we have...
I mean,
there's always something else to write.
I was going to say, besides family being down there. Because,
well, yeah, we could go see your family, not go to Disney then. Yeah. But there's always something new to do. There's still stuff. We've been there so many times. There's still things we haven't done.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing of being on this quarantine. Like, we were looking forward to this summer, and it was going to be, Rise of the Resistance was opening, all the Star Wars stuff was opening, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which I was looking forward to more than Star Wars, which might be blasphemy, but that's okay. Just all that, just all that new stuff, and I mean, there's also the stuff, and it'll be there. Yeah. It'll be there. So it's not like that sounds super like. First world problems, and it definitely is.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah. But there's also stuff that we try to do more frequently. It's almost like comfort food.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
We're going to go on Jungle Cruise because we always go on Jungle Cruise and because we always laugh at the jokes.
Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion. Those three are absolute comfort food to me. And Splash Mountain.
Well, that's not comforting.
I know, but no, I'm
getting better.
There's another. Okay, there's another of Now I need 5 things because that's another one of going out late at night with my brother at the Magic Kingdom when it had a midnight close and an 11 o'clock electrical light parade that moved through Frontierland, and it blocked 90% of the park out of Frontierland, and so Josh and I did laps 4 or 5 laps in a half an hour on Splash Mountain. That math might not work out right, but it was just over and over. As fast as you could get back through the line, you could get back in with no wait. And it's those little secrets. That's one of the reasons that I love being a travel planner now, is that, we can share that stuff with people and go, here's all this stuff we've learned. We've been doing this for 30 years, 40 years. Well, I have.
I'm only 29, so I clearly have not been doing this for 40 years.
Goodness gracious. Well, give yourself 11 years of credit then somewhere in there. Just bonus credit. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, it's just to be able to, I love to be able to share that with people. So I'm glad that we've managed to get into the world of travel planning and now podcasting. We're 30 some minutes into this new world, and so
I'm just really impressed that not only did we talk about this and
we didn't sound
make
like
a
idiots.
Plan, but you actually dug the microphones out of the basement and set them up on the table.
Yeah,
that was the farthest.
This is for real. I pressed record and we did it.
I know.
So that was pretty good.
I'm really proud of us.
So now we're going to upload it to YouTube and share it with people, and hopefully they've listened to it, and if they liked it.
It might take me another 6 months to approve that.
We'll see. I'm going to do it covertly, and so if you have covertly listened to this and you've enjoyed it, you should hit the subscribe button, which I'm sure is on YouTube somewhere, and you can leave us a comment and tell us that we're right or tell us that we're wrong.
I will never read your comments.
That's probably true too. So, but in the end, these have been our Disney opinions, and thank you for listening to them.